everybody, Gamer Penny here, bringing you another episode of our Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play, and we are back with Vesper. Today, we're going to try to figure out what caused all those transformations, so let's talk to Graha here. Shall we be off then? Artha is home to the High Crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warding scales. That seems as good a place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. She'd be happy to answer our queries. Graha's following us. Alright, Graha, let's go. We have this already? No. No, we don't. Can't have it. We're going up here, right? Yeah. Nuhadin. Ah, I remember those red eyes. You were with those scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Belshan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from the amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. Alright. What's going on here? What's happening there? Okay. To the bazaar. Either up this way? Barsra. Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We have come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. Alright. Something the matter, traveler? If you are lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? I saw it all, though I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through the entryway with the force of a tidal wave, and then it was gone as quickly as it came. Sisters have mercy, what is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger has passed, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? But first I heard the screams, then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a Merid, throwing people about like rag dolls. It was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same. But the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder, more voices in the throng. Beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that is what most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Okay. Go out here. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetherite Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in the Mayhem can surely tell us more. Do I have this? I don't. Going after that enormous beast, are you? I saw it, including the very instant the poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there, by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart and there stands a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking, then the black mist comes again until the change takes them too. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. Saw Millil, the barmaid, chatting with them, though. She might know something. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter as Merid poured me a drink when suddenly there came this dreadful sound like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sends shivers up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Merid himself and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn? I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Dr. Millil. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Merid's Mayhem. What can we get you? We have not come for libations, but rather for information. You are Millil, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzel was his name. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Thavnarian specialties. It's through him we met Matzia. Oh no! Really? Yes, the names ring a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Thavnar? If I recall correctly, Kalzel ran a trading operation in Yeldamed, and it was there that you made Matzia's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Kalzel, no doubt. A rather successful man, from what I gather. That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. I didn't remember that part of this. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. Calzell was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet, as they discussed matters further, Calzell's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me. I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Calzell in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Calzell lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? I didn't know it was Calzell, poor guy. Calzell made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Calzell lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama, the name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Come, let's see where this lead takes us. Alright. Talk to Graha here as we're passing by. The residents of Kama should know more of Calzell's circumstances. If we follow Milo's directions, we'll be there in no time. How does one... I think we take the stairs? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Got something else to say, Graha? Okay. But he's not giving any more insight than what it is, so we won't stop and talk to him. Here it is. And this must be Kama. We have arrived at last. Let us begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Calzell. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Let me real quick go get this. Check over here. Aha. Could you come back another time? I just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid the panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Thavnair. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask you a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Calzell? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Calzel? I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he had managed to turn things around thanks to a generous order from Rivida Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. Jinbaha might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Jinbaha at Rivida Fibers. Let's make a point to visit him after we've spoken with other locals. Alright. And then let's try over here, I suppose. Ah, Ati. Calzel, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there ever was a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return, he'd spend his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise, really, with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then, at night, I heard the door open. I looked out to see Calzel sitting on a bench, his head hung low, a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see, the situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of. Other than the troubles with his consortium, he was the same old Calzel, cordial and honest, like always. These questions you are asking, has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about these bazaar going on. Rest assured, the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter and prepare to take refuge should the satrap order it. Speak with Jinbaha. Okay. Jinbaha. Take a sip of my coffee here. Alright, over here. Somehow. There we go. And hurry, I say, there's no time to waste. Pardon me, but you are in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions that we'd like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done? Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. And you can carry our fabrics. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, those textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care. Alright. I'll help you carry this, and then I want some answers. Kamala. I like that name. This area is for employees only. Out, out. What's that? You've come to help. Oh, praise be to Minderuva. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here, you pass 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry that small crate to Nabrifhel by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate is clothing for Manhura. And this massive crate there goes to Zamira by the middle storehouse. Watch your back with that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once that's been delivered, consider your work here complete. Okay. Alright. Pick up the ordinary crate. Alright, I delivered your crates for you. Waitley crate. Oh, we got one more. Big crate. Ugh. This one goes here. I say, you're quite the brawny one, aren't you? A good thing that. Never know when you'll need to defend yourself in these unpredictable times. A crate full of fabrics, is it? Exactly what I was hoping to receive. Here, let me put that thing away for you. You've carried all the crates to the storehouses, you say, and so quickly, too. Why, I've never seen anyone so strong. I and my associates will see to the rest, so please return to Jinbaha and assure him our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we're grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late, but generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. Alright. Jinbaha! Done as I asked, have you? If Kamala is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You've done us a great favor, traveler. I, too, have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me. You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed. We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day, but those of us still here saw it all. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the doors, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror, and the next instant he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. I'm sorry, was there something you wanted to ask? Indeed, you knew the merchant Kelzal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Kelzal? I know him well. We'd arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission. We'd have been fools to refuse. Felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair was plain as day. He said he'd discuss it with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. Dejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Venispati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred here. Poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Kelzal. By all accounts, it was he who suffered from the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be that? That such intense emotions were what triggered his transformation? Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. Alright, Graha. We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduda, were we not? That should be just outside. Any luck, they will have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy, but remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. You are ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed, I thank you for your concern and pray you two take care as well. Alright. There's your Stola and Thancred.
There you are. You've spoken with the survivors.
Indeed. We thought to share what we have gleaned, that we might together gain a greater understanding of present circumstances.
Fortuitous timing. Alize and I completed our own investigations not long ago.
Then we should take a moment to compare notes. Shall we begin with the two of you?
Is this guy okay back here?
So the merchant Karzal was gravely concerned about his business in the days preceding his untimely end.
The tales we heard were much the same. The first victims to be changed into blasphemies were all overcome with anguish of one manner or another. Then those who saw their loved ones stolen before their eyes succumbed to a similar panic, setting in motion a chain of transformations.
Fear, unease, despair. These negative feelings serve as a catalyst.
If so, then it is not unlike the calamity that befell the ancients. With their creation magics, they unwittingly gave form to untold horrors. Had they simply lost control, surely it would have manifested in many forms, not all of them monstrous. Yet somehow, this phenomenon is triggered solely by the darkness in their hearts, a common thread with what we now witness.
Common, but not identical. While the beasts the ancients faced were forged with magic alone, those of today are born of sentient beings. Why remains to be seen. But there is one fundamental difference between us and our predecessors. Our souls are sundered, whereas theirs were not. Perhaps that single variable makes all the difference.
If I may, there was another detail that troubled me. We have it on good authority that Karzal's transformation took place before the skies began to burn.
What? If that's true, then the situation's more dire than we realized. It means even if there's no ominous sign presaging the final days, anyone, anywhere, has the potential to become a beast. Even in lands we thought safe, even as we speak.
Okay, calm down, you just heard. Don't despair.
Look! It's the Satrap!
The Satrap!
Thank the heavens.
My countrymen, I am relieved and heartened to see you strong and safe. While the danger has not yet passed, far from it, allow me to assure you that the beasts that raged within the city walls have been exterminated to the last. Outside this sanctuary, the brave men and women of the Radiant Host and our dragon ally continue to battle our unholy foes. I pray these tidings put your minds at ease and help you calm your hearts. Have faith that we shall soon conquer this terrible trial.
Your Excellency, is there any word from Balaka's stand? My grandson was bound for there yesterday, and I worry for his life.
We are still awaiting a report, but I promise you, as soon as I have aught to share...
Your Excellency, I bring grave news.
Uh-oh.
You are?
I'm Matya of Akyali.
Oh, it's our friend.
A humble fisherman.
Ah, I remember you from our first visit.
Wait, you're... But no, that can wait. When the skies turned red, I set off for Balaka's stand, fearing for the safety of a friend. But as I drew near the village, I saw dreadful beasts all about.
No! Gods have mercy!
Aww.
Your Excellency! Save my grandson, I beg of you!
We will spare no effort to save all we can, but you must remain calm.
Calm? You tell me to be calm? You saw those beasts? They tore our bravest warriors limb from limb! What if we are too late, huh? They catch him, stick their fangs into him? The fangs!
Uh-oh.
Get away from her, now!
Everyone's turning.
Damn it! We've got to kill them before it spreads.
We'll handle this. See the townspeople to safety.
Run as fast as you can! No!
Oh gosh. Aww. Oh. Oh no!
Vitra, our people, you must save them.
Are you serious right now? I didn't remember that part at all. Holy crap, this scene.
My son,
Enough! You must run. For their sake and your own. Yes, you will survive. You must.
Good job, Graha. when just got eaten by that thing. Thank you. You okay? What you doing, bud? Okay, we took care of that big one.
Be strong, my friends! Fear not, for we will defeat these abominations! Brave men and women of the Radiant Host, lend your Stola and Thancred your aid. Let not a single beast escape. The rest of you, flee this place. Carry the wounded if you must. Head indoors or underground. Above all, stay calm. No beast will follow you. We will see to that.
Alphino! Alice! Leave the city to us, and make for Palaka's stand at once! Matya, show my friends to the village. I promise you, they're more capable than the host's finest.
Right!
Go with them, will you? We will save these people. As many as we can.
Good job, Graha. That scene was intense. Anowin got eaten by the thing. We must save Palaka's stand, whatever it takes. Matya, it pains me to put you in harm's way, but I would ask your aid as well. Of course, Palaka's stand is not far, just down that hill. But as I told His Excellency before, the path is blocked by terrible creatures. I had no choice but to turn back. In that case, this is what we shall do. Vesper, I ask that you take the lead and dispatch any beasts you encounter. Alice and I will keep Matya hidden amidst the trees, and follow when the path is clear. There's no telling what dangers await us. Keep your eyes peeled. Alright. Beyond the depths of despair. Wing sauce disparity flipped out of existence here. I need you back, bud. In fact, let's bring you back twice. There you go. Standing in that. There you go. There we go. That done. This destination. Okay. Bosom buddies. Alright, let's keep going. Palika stand, huh? Alfino, Alice, Matsia? Let me real quick grab this aetherite. I don't think we have it. Hello. Okay. It cannot be. We must heal those we can and quickly. I see no beasts, but stay on your guard. The cooling body has already begun to stiffen. Massive wounds suggest the villager was gored by a terrible beast. The villager has no pulse, nor do they appear to be breathing. Dang, dude. Though the villager's injuries do not appear to be life-threatening, he does not respond to your efforts. His breathing grows more ragged and shallow, and his vacant eyes are those of a man who has lost the will to live. Even if I wake, the nightmare goes on. No, leave me to sleep. You call out, but the man does not respond. Is it up here? Is it this guy behind? Yes. Have you come to help us? Too late, my family, my friends. Are these the only villagers who survived? I can only hope others managed to flee, but if the rest have been turned to beasts by the 12, let us do what we can to see that the damage spreads no further. And no matter what comes, we must keep our spirits high, lest we ourselves suffer a similar fate. I can tend to the rest. Pray look after Matsia. No doubt what we have seen here weighs even heavier on his heart than ours. Oh, Vesper! Vesper! This is Uravet, the elder here. He is hurt, but praise be to the sisters, he still lives. Young Mattia here has told me everything. I have not the words to express my gratitude for your aid. When the heavens began to burn, we were afraid, but did our best to carry on as we have always done. Until today, when those unholy beasts came pouring into our village, a flood of midnight and death. There are no words to describe what followed. Men and women I have known since they were babes struck down by the creatures, only to rise again to join the murderous horde, in the guise of those same hideous fiends. In the chaos, a handful of our villagers fled for their lives. I can only hope they have found their way to safety. Matsia, do you perchance remember Bersif and Maven, the young couple who always bought your freshest catches? How could I forget, Elder? When I first came to peddle my wares, desperate to eke out a living, they showed me such kindness. Others shunned me as an outsider, as is their way, but Quersif and Maven bought my fish and sung its praises. They turned my fortunes around. Alas, I fear they are in terrible danger. I saw them running towards Agama Temple, one of the beasts in close pursuit. They had their child, still but a tiny babe. To elude these fiends while caring for one so young is an impossible task, surely. I beg of you, go to their aid. I want to help them, yet I am but a fisherman. I cannot face beasts on my own. Will you come with me? Oh, thank you. Agama Temple lies to the west of here. We must hurry. Okay. Well, we'll do that, but we're going to do that in the next episode. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Man, what a what a scene that we ran into. I'm still kind of reeling from that scene of the guy getting eaten and the kid getting stepped on, and jeez, that was intense. But we'll wrap up here, and then we'll look for this young couple and their little baby, and we'll see what comes of it. So guys, I want to thank you so much for all of your support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.